Hello, astrology explorers, and welcome back. I'm your host, Stella, here at Bella Star Astrology, which is now also on podcast on Spotify. So if you haven't checked it out, please go over to Spotify so you can check out the weekly reports and whatever other posts I make here. And they're also shared on YouTube, which I think is where most of you might find me since the podcast is new. If you haven't already subscribed, this is Bella Star Astrology. Welcome to the channel. This is a channel to review the weekly astrology forecast, give you some highlights about what each sign is going to be going through. This week, we're going to talk about the full moon in Cancer. And of course, we're going to be focusing this year's astrology on love, life, and how to improve your life overall using astrology. So if you're into videos about astrology, about how to use it on a daily basis, how to implement it to improve your life, this is the channel. Please subscribe and join us. I am so excited for all of those of you who are new to the channel, who have recently subscribed. The goal this year is to make it to 100 subscribers. So if you know someone who would really benefit from this content, please feel free to invite them. And then enough with the welcome. Let's talk about this week. We're going to be reviewing January 17th through January 23rd. Last week was full of drama, so hopefully this week will be a little bit less crazy as the full moon in Cancer comes in to rebalance all this crazy energy from the Mercury retrograde in Aquarius. So first off, we're going to start the week with the very exciting, very positive January 17th full moon in Cancer. And that's going to bring a lot of emotional awareness, a lot of awakening energy, and a lot of energy to provide us some balance as we go through these weeks with the retrograde of Aquarius, retrograde of Mercury in Aquarius. And that's really just to highlight the fact that even in the darkest days, even in the hardest days, trying to get this video off the ground today, my computer shut down twice. I know I need a new laptop, but I love it so much. When you're stuck on something, and I can feel that full moon energy. That full moon energy is pulling me to upgrade my appliances, upgrade the things that I utilize on a daily in order to support my business. And it could be calling you to do different things. At the end of this video, please stick around as I'll be doing all 12 signs astrology for the full moon in Cancer on January 17th. And this is something that you can listen to throughout, since the influence of the full moon in Cancer is going to be felt for at least another 2 or 3 weeks. It's just something that is so powerful, so potent, that we're really going to be understanding things on a different level. And you might not be fully awakened until the new moon comes around next month in Aquarius, and you're like, wow, all those lessons mattered. All those things mattered, right? Then we move on to January 18th, and that's when Uranus goes direct in Taurus. So I'm going to say expect the unexpected, expect what you didn't think was established to be turned upside down. Again, we've got that energy of the full moon in Cancer ending some things that we thought were probably solid. Cancer is the sign of the home. It's the sign of, the things that we think are stable. And sometimes for some of us, that could be what we need most to change. That could be what we need most to be interrupted. And this Uranus direct in Taurus in a sign that is solid, in a hard, to kind of distract, hard to push around sign of Taurus is sort of the exact thing that we need to break us of those habits, of those mentalities that are really stopping us from improving our lives, right? Then on January 19th, Sun enters Aquarius, and there's more chaos. Unexpected results, unexpected things that we thought were established again are to no longer be. And that's fine. What is most important during the Aquarian season is to realize who your friendships and where your friendships lie, where your alliances lie. To look at the energy around what you're using to create your dreams, to use your creativity, how you're putting that together, and most importantly, to create the fortune that you want. Aquarius is a very independent sign. It's something that is not focused on outside experiences, more on developing the inside. We've already been through all of the other signs that are outward facing, and Aquarius is the first sign that takes all of that energy of what we have been contemplating and to really analyze it and think about it on a deeper level. So take the time to look at what you're creating on this planet, who you are on this planet, who your friends are on this planet, and really seeing if they are if they are the ones that you're going to create with, if you need a partner in order to create greater things. Then we have January 21st, and Moon is in Virgo. This is going to be some fun energy around setting our goals. We've already been interrupted. We've already seen the things that are not solid or not. So we're going to gather our thoughts as the moon enters Virgo on the 21st in order to really decide, hey, am I going to do this or that? And maybe it's a great time to do a pro and con list, to reorganize your kitchen, to clear your mind by cleaning. I know that helps me a lot when I'm feeling very frustrated, when I'm feeling blocked. It helps to just clean up your mess and see where your thoughts are at the end of the process. And of course, on January 23rd, Sun in Aquarius will be conjunct Mercury retrograde in Aquarius. And this is the biggest, most fun part of the week. This is reevaluating your place in society, reevaluating your role in your friendships, continuing to see how far you can push yourself when it comes to your dreams, even while Aquarius is retrograde. And like I always say to my clients, once the Mercury retrograde hits, it sort of feels like everything slows down because kind of your electronics are not working the way you want. The way that you are functioning isn't going 100%. And maybe you're feeling a little bit frustrated with, the laptops in your life or the TVs that aren't working. But if you keep pushing, if you keep finding the silver lining, if you just keep laughing at all of the mishaps instead of crying, I promise you, by the end of this 2-week period of the Mercury retrograde, you will be rewarded. It will be looked at in a fortunate way, maybe with a promotion, maybe with a way out of your financial troubles, maybe with a way towards getting some more independence when it comes to how you earn money, maybe with a higher standing in the world. Whatever the case is for each of you, look around you and see how you can benefit, see how you can improve. Maybe, like I always say, hey, something's breaking down. That means something new is coming, right? So look around it in a positive, glass half full way. Then we move on, and we're really just trying to set boundaries around our friendships, really trying to see what it is that we are comfortable with and uncomfortable with when it comes to the things that we're doing for our goals. Are we maybe asking too much of ourselves even during the retrograde? So that's the week, guys. I'm going to go into each sign when it comes to full moon and Cancer. But I do want to remind you, this is your reminder to subscribe. Please hit that like button. Please help out more people to get this information by liking this video. You know that the algorithm favors all of the comments that you make, all of the likes, especially the subscribers. It really pays attention to that. And the more people that subscribe, the more people that like the video, the more people that it can reach. So please help out the channel by just liking and subscribing. Now let's get into the moon in Cancer, full moon in Cancer happening on January 17th. So we're here with the full moon in Cancer on January 17th and really asking ourselves, what emotional and healing goals have you been trying to complete since the new moon in Cancer last July 9th? Did you allow yourself to reach your goals? Did you allow yourself to aspire to more? Did you finish cleaning up your home? Did you finish connecting yourself, with the people around you, finding deeper meaning in your life? Or even just going with the flow? Are you allowing flow to happen, or are you going against the current? Are you trying to go against the tide with what you're trying to accomplish? Does it feel like extra hard since it happened, or are you fully immersed in the type of work that you want to do? This is the time to really sit down and reanalyze the projects you've been doing, seeing how they're in alignment with your soul, seeing how they're in alignment with what you're trying to accomplish in this life, and maybe make some changes when it comes to how you've been approaching it, or even what you've been doing, maybe who's supporting you as well. So take the time during this Cancer full moon to really bring to culmination, bring to an end the strife, the lack of flow, the fears around what you're trying to accomplish, the separation from your family, separation from your ability to accomplish something with them by your side, and maybe even understanding common ground with those who you might disagree with. Starting with Aries. So, under the Cancer full moon happening January 17th, Aries is really going to be hit hard in their fourth house. Although this is a really harmonious full moon, it's mostly about their home, their family. So, what projects have you been working on around the home? What sort of upgrades have you been trying to make? And maybe like holding yourself back from either spending the money or whatever it is that's holding you back. You sort of take an analysis of what you've been stopping yourself and appreciate your home, appreciate what you've accomplished so far, appreciate how many good things you've improved in your home. And then from that appreciation, look at what you can do better, as the months roll by. What are the projects you want to take on for this year? Really sit down and have a contemplation about that, and then just appreciate how far you've come. I would always start with gratitude when it comes to how you want your home to be perceived, and then also your family. How much attention are you giving them? Maybe it's time to set some boundaries around what you have been connected to when it comes to your family. Then we have Taurus. And with Taurus, this full moon in Cancer is really going to hit your third house. And it's going to be a lot of contemplation when it comes to the connections that you're making with your family, long lost relatives, long distance people, and maybe the job, traveling back and forth from your job might be something that you're questioning, as well as what your vehicle is looking like. Maybe it's time to set it aside or look at new vehicles. Maybe it's time to just appreciate the car that you already have, and how it connects you to you, your house, your job, and everything else. And then in terms of your communications as well, just look at how you've communicated, how you've improved your communication, whether it's been through learning a new language or learning a new set of vocabulary, or even better, a new transformative way of connecting with others, whether that means that you use FaceTime more, or you're looking at ways to, increase your communication with the people that you love, how you've done that this year, and how you've improved your connections with others. So then we have Gemini, and it's really about how you've transformed your finances, transformed what you valued, looking at how you have created wealth, over the last 6 months since the July 9th Cancer new moon, and just seeing how much value has been reset in your life. Looking at the ways you have transformed your life through the unexpected purchases or even unexpected outcomes that you've gotten from the things that you've purchased or from the way that you've utilized your money. Next, we have Cancer, and this is going to be hitting your first house, Cancers. So this is a great time. I believe awesome time, because it's going to be in your own sign. Very positive experiences for you. Maybe you'll get recognition for the work that you're doing. Maybe you'll be able to solve some problems that you have been confronting. Maybe you'll finally get that like brand new device that you've been trying to obtain. Maybe your ability to save will finally be in the forefront, like something transformative around who you are as a person, you're standing in the world, and possibly even, all the aspects of your chart could really be transformed. Or you could really have some, deep recollections, deep recognitions about what you have accomplished so far. And of course, next we have Leo. This is happening in your 12th house. This is going to be a very reflective time for you. A lot of hidden things that you haven't been recognizing about the lifestyle you've been leading could come to head. You might make a decision about how you're going to approach your life psychologically or emotionally, and who's really supporting your lifestyle of maybe good and bad habits, and of course, improving your health overall. Then we get Virgo, and it's going to be affecting your 11th house. This is the house of your friendships, of your long term dreams, of how you interact with technology in the world, and how you improve your standing in the world through your friendships, through your relationships that are not familial. And this is a great time for you to really have an evaluation of what connections have really supported you over the last few years. And of course, what friendships are going to most impact you in the future. You could really get some help in achieving some of your dreams, and of course, maybe some settling of the craziness when it comes to how much work you've been doing, especially as Saturn has been in your 6th house of work. Could be a time for you to really be reflective about how it's impacted your friendships, to be so busy, or to maybe let go of some of the fears that you have around friendships in general. And of course, then we have a Libra. Libra, this is going to be affecting your 10th house of career, your standing in the world. And of course, this is going to be a focus on your career and what sort of things you need to end when it comes to your career. Are you working too much? Are you putting your hand into too many pots? I know that it's hard for you to really stay in balance with what you're doing in terms of how you're approaching your life, how you're approaching your career. But maybe it's time to really take a step back and make a decision about what are your priorities, what's really important to you. And then, of course, utilize this full moon to end the things that are no longer serving you, the jobs and the career paths that are no longer in alignment. You can be very much like the other air sign Gemini, where you're sort of in too many things at the same time because you just can't say no, or because you just want to say yes all the time. Maybe it's time for you to learn the word no thanks to this full moon. And next we have Scorpio, and Scorpio is all about the 9th house for you this full moon in Cancer. It's going to challenge you on what your mentality is around the things that you're learning. And maybe it's time for you to transition from being a learner into a teacher. So you might end some sort of path that you've been on where you've just been accumulating information like you do. You really do know how to really accumulate as much information as possible and flow with that information. But maybe now it's a good time for you to share that with others. Maybe now it's a good time to become the teacher you've been desiring to find. And hopefully you'll be able to help others on your journey, which is something that is very important to you as a Scorpio. And of course, transforming yourself has always been your sort of life purpose. Scorpios really live for that transformation, and now is a great time to transform from the learner to the teacher. And of course, we have Sagittarius. And so this is really hitting your 8th house, Sagittarius. And that's all about your wealth, your mental state, your sort of subconscious or unconscious knowings, the things you need to heal in this lifetime, and the darker things that you're not willing to acknowledge. And so maybe this full moon is bringing to an end all of your fears around what it is to maybe be appreciated, maybe looking at how your wealth has been sort of just you, and now you get the opportunity to look at how you can attract money outside of yourself, how you can attract money maybe in a business venture or with a partnership or in partnership with another. Maybe you can benefit indirectly from joining union with another person who is maybe more wealthy than you. Not to become a gold digger, of course, because that's not really how you roll, because you're very independent when it comes to that. But maybe having a little bit more trust and faith in the partnerships that you're choosing, in the people that you choose around you. And of course, we have Capricorn. This is hitting your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. And again, this is something that maybe you've been anticipating for a while with your relationship, and whether it's an aspect of your relationship that's coming to an end, an excuse around your relationships that's coming to an end, but something about your relationships has to shift. And this Cancer new moon, or rather full moon, is a really great opportunity for you to reevaluate your contract within your relationship. Are you doing enough to support your partner? Are you doing enough to bring forth the best version of yourself in partnership? And maybe it's time for you to step up and do a little bit more when it comes to how you approach your partnerships, whether that's in a single or in a committed relationship. So hopefully, Capricorns, you'll be able to get your lives together and give more within relationships, as well as understand and appreciate yourself more when you are in one. And finally, well, not finally, because we have two left, Aquarius, it's affecting your sixth house. And this is all about your health, your well being, your like work life balance, your pets. And maybe you're going to have some new revelations when it comes to how you've been approaching your health. You know, whether you decide to cold turkey end a habit that hasn't been supportive of your health goals, or you decide that maybe having a pet might be something that is finally in the works for you because you've tried everything else to bring joy to your life. And of course, in terms of how you've been approaching your life, your work-life balance might be something that you might also evaluate. You know, maybe there is time for play. Maybe there is time to find a job that values your freedom as much as they value the output that you provide. So, you know, whatever it takes for you to find that balance in your life and to really lean into that feeling of, you know, feeling at home and being in that Cancer energy of this full moon, maybe it's time for you to have an ending to the type of lifestyle that you've been leading that hasn't been getting you to the goals that you want. And of course, and finally, Pisces. Now, this has been such a long journey for you. It's hitting your fifth house, and much of the things that you thought were such great hobbies, such great habits, and maybe even the people that you thought of romantically, it's time for you to end things. It's time for you to find new horizons and sort of let the, you know, emotional connection that you have towards these things end so that you're able to move on and find something more fruitful, more delightful, something else in the future. But of course, ending things is not your forte. So, you know, be aware that as you end things, you also can begin anew. You also can find a new romantic partner. You also can find new ways for you to exercise your creativity, to find new outlets for your hobbies. So good luck to you, Pisces, and I hope that this full moon brings you the type of joy that you've been always able to give to others. Well, we've made it to the end of this video, and if you like this content, please feel free to like. This really helps with the algorithm. As I said before, it helps for more people to be able to reach this content. And of course, if you would like to suggest any topics that you would like me to cover about love, astrology, goal setting in astrology, and most importantly, astrology in general, what topics would you like to know about astrology to help you to learn more? I'm so excited for all of those of you who have subscribed, and those of you who have seen this for the first time, please consider subscribing, as it also helps me to grow my channel. And of course, my goal is to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year and beyond. So hopefully we'll be able to gain subscribers through there. Finally, I just want to say thank you to all of you who watched last week's video, as it did great. And I am super excited for the new and upcoming videos that I'll be making all about astrology, all about love. And watch out for my new love and astrology program that will be coming out later on this year. I'm super excited. Now, for those of you interested in getting your own personal charts read, please feel free to contact me on my channel at Bella Star Astrology on Instagram and send me a direct message so that we can talk about how I can help you to learn more about your astrology. You know, we go through this world and we've been given a map. in order to decide how we want to lead our lives, to give us the best path to utilize our free will, and that is astrology. So if you would like to learn more about how you are expressed through astrology, how your personal astrology is being expressed in your life, and how the transits are affecting you even to this day, at every minute, at every hour, please feel free to contact me and direct message me on Instagram. Thank you so much for reaching out and for watching this video. And I hope you guys have a great week and good luck with this very emotional and, maybe a flowing full moon, hopefully flowing in the positive direction and not bringing you towards the negative expression of this full moon. So good luck, guys.